and welcome to my show. This is Tanya, and I am actually Tanya, and I'm Joy Stevens' show, and we are going to see how it goes. We're going to try to put in. Yesterday, I tried to give information via a delivery to some place. I tried putting a note on DoorDash, and that may or may not have gotten delivered correctly. And then I tried in the middle of the night to leave a message to the FBI, which took 2 messages, left it up publicly just to make sure. They weren't especially nice to me about it, and they don't like to long-windedly listen to you or even listen to your explanation of how you know, but they did take my information better than I have in the past. So I will say that. So anyway, this website in the past I have not had good looks at it, but this time it looks a little bit better than it has in the past. Okay, so we're going to try to put in a tip. We already did put in a tip. They might have fixed it. We're seeing if we can agree. We're trying to agree. It doesn't work. So I guess we're going to agree to both. I guess we have to agree to both. I didn't realize we had to agree to both. Okay, so anti-government violence, civil rights, corruption, counterintelligence is a word I don't really understand. Would you like, my eyes are having a lot of trouble just exactly since people have messed with me. Would you like to report a crime related to counterintelligence, i.e., it's hard to see. I gotta try to look at this. Give me a... Okay, so we're gonna advocate for some people. I do believe they could be young adults. They might be some teenagers. They're probably adults. But the problem is, if they're kidnapped and taken somewhere as an adult or as a child, it really shouldn't matter. If it's against the law, it's against the law. And if it's kidnapping, it's kidnapping. And for some reason, people only care about the word children. So we have anti-government violence. We have civil rights. We have corruption. We have counterintelligence. And we have... Yes, this is the one that we're going to push on. Crimes against children. Even though this is probably not children, when you get there, it actually says kidnapping, because I already saw this. Is this the kiss? Okay, do you have information about who committed the crime? Subject, yes. Is yes. Now let's say yes. No, we don't. Okay, FBI requires... First name, we do not know. That is what is confusing. We don't know who does it. That is a snow job, Tanya. You can't say who did it. But we are going to look at this, because a snow job is this covers it up. There's many things that cover things up. That's what we call a snow job, said the Lord in the heavens. Okay, so we're going to try to figure out what to do. So this is not for me to do. I don't think we're going to do it. This is the show. We're not sure. Their name is not the one. Okay. Do we know? We are not sure, said Mom is not sure either. We think we might think it's Blackwater and Black Rock. Their old names is what they have to be, said more people think they aren't. What is it? Is it Les Wessner? It is. Les Wessner's a group, but they subcontract to other people, and those people do the wrong thing, and they don't always know what to do, and that's the point. They have to tell you that nobody under Les Wessner is there anymore, but that's all the points you know. That's the reason you can't figure out who to say does it, because that's the way it first was set up, and now it isn't. And nobody wants to say who it was. Just have something to do with a mob at night. That's the whole thing. We don't know who they deal with. Good night. Okay. So... Yes and no is what the answer is. So what do we do? Yes is not the one for us today, said nobody. We're going to go with yes because we think there's more information to be said.
Let's bring in MSN National reporter Rosa Flores in Corpus Christi, Texas. Rosa, what are we expecting to hear from the president?
This subject is a business.
Well, this is just days.
Add as a subject name. Add as a subject business. We don't know if we want to do any of this. That's the economy, Tanya. Nobody wants to tell you what to do. Nobody has any place to take you. Nobody wants to know what to do. Nobody can take you in if you can't pay for your own place at Wells Fargo Bank. Wells Fargo Bank is not going to take you in, again, because they did not want to take you in if you had a big problem. And that's what they're supposed to do, said Gwen. Gwen did not know Wells Fargo was supposed to take you in if you had a big problem. Wells Fargo Bank takes people in when they have big problems for the banks. The banks don't like people to know they can take you in, said Quinn. That's what Quinn did not know, and he does not have Wells Fargo, and Mom does. Mom does not know they can take her in if she had a big problem. What does take her in mean? It means that they would take her into the FBI and ask for help. Is that the point? It means, Tanya, that you can't have the FBI because, yeah, you don't have a Wells Fargo account because that's the place that people actually get things done, and that's why you don't want to tell them about Peter and what he did to you at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo did not do anything to your dad. Your dad did not have Wells Fargo, but that's the point. So there's so many weird things. You don't have anything to tell. There's more things you don't want to put in your FBI book. That's basically one of the things you don't want to put in, said nobody. Okay, you should put in the Wells Fargo story. You have to say you should. That's what we don't want to tell people is you had a private banking account and you got kicked out with $300,000. That's what Leanne does not need to know, so she is going to have to know it. She does not have it now. Good night. Everybody knows you don't have the money, and don't say nothing to anyone. Good night. What are you doing? Don't do this right now. They don't want you to talk to them. Good night. We're going to push no because it's all very hard. Should we push yes? We think it's best to not push yes, said nobody. We're going to push yes. I hate about you, Tanya. You don't actually know. You don't pretend to know. Right? That's enough. You're really tired. This was done on purpose to make you really tired. No, you get really tired every time you try to do anything like this. Connect. You should talk to John about that. So everybody thinks it's not a good idea, so everybody thinks it is. Mom does not want to be involved. Crazy. They don't need people showing up at their house. Tanya doesn't want to include them. It's best thing to keep it out of the world. Nobody cares if they had got one check. That one check leads to the whole fucking thing tonight. Somebody made a mistake. Why? Because Peter owned that stupid boathouse. Good night. You're not a terrorist. Nobody should have talked to you like that, says Military. You notice that guy was not nice and told you you were crazy? Basically, he was rude, and nobody thinks it was nice to say you were wrong. When you sit in a federal court case and try to substantiate yourself, they listen to it, they don't. They don't want to hear him do the wrong thing. Good night.
So, Vaughn, who's telling the president, maybe you can do this?
The President of the United States is very disappointed in the fact that Congress is not going to pass the SAVE Act. Republicans like Lisa Murkowski were even opposed to the measure. It wasn't just Democrats here. And so this is where they look at polling and they say, hey, this is favorable to us. We can even go make a case that voter ID should be required and that voters in polling seem to suggest that they are on board with that. So that is one in line where if you're Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, or other top advisors within the White House, that is one where they see is one that is not too far out of
Stacey should never do this. Stacey. Oh my god. What the fuck did you guys do to me? God, Tanya. What the fuck is Linda? She does not want to help you, Tanya. You gotta get her good night. So it's really wrong. Whatever they did is really bad, and I don't really like it. It really hurt to just do almost nothing good night. It's what's raw, Tanya. Is somebody in your back from the spiritual thing? No. All I did is pin somebody in your spine because it will help you grow good night. Is that true? We don't know. It's because my ass is in mom's butt. It's your mother. They're trying to kill your mother with you. Good night. What? Your mom has something good that you could use. That's not the way it works. They're trying to pin you to your mother so that you have to hold your mother up and not take her out. That's not what she's supposed to do. Tanya doesn't want to do that. No, Tanya does not want to keep her mother alive longer than she's supposed to be alive, but that's not what I think you should do. Steven does not think it's working either, says Stevens.
James, I want to play what we have heard from the
Just right
president
now.
as he appears to be laying the groundwork for something to happen in the midterms. Let's listen.
They want to cheat, they have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. The Democrats don't want to give us voter ID because they want to cheat. The only way they can cheat is if they. Look, we can stop them so easy. Who would not want voter ID?
That's this point or tied to.
They have voter ID, and the Democrats don't want it. And the reason they don't want it is because they want to cheat.
To be abundantly clear, there's no evidence to support what the president is saying there about cheating. James, can you address the voter ID piece and why, because Americans largely support this, why that could be harmful to voting rights? And also, what are your realistic concerns about how the president could impact the elections this November?
Two very important and very good questions. First, with respect to voter ID, what the president is using is the popularity of the notion of voter ID to try and enact something that is way, way stronger than voter ID. What the president, via the SAVE Act, via these executive
Let's visit where it is, Tom. Near the hard road. We don't know where the hard road goes. The hard road's the hard road. To anyone who wants to be on the hard road can't tell you, but the hard road is not the place it's at. It's not there. It's just known to those people, and that's all they know. Because those people knew something that knew something that knew something. Knew something that knew something that knew something.
Concerns me is the consistent theme of everything is an emergency. Everything in Donald Trump's eyes is an emergency, and then he uses that predicate, that theoretical emergency, as a predicate for actions that would otherwise be unlawful. Let's be crystal clear. The National Emergencies Act of 1976 does allow the president certain powers when unusual and extraordinary circumstances apply. Number one, we are not in unusual and extraordinary circumstances vis-a-vis our election. But number two, even that
Knew something, knew something, knew something.
in those circumstances only gives the president to exercise emergency powers where Congress has delegated the specific powers that he seeks to exercise to the president in those circumstances. No act of Congress, including the National Emergencies Act, allows the president to rewrite and to ignore Article 1, which gives powers to Congress, or the 10th Amendment, which gives powers to the states.
James Sample and Mark Hilliard, thank you both. We'll be right back. Well, look, we're great with teeth. We're toothbrushes.
But we're not the best with tongues, cheeks, and everything in between.
We need backup. The clinically proven essential oils and Listerine clean every surface of your mouth for whole mouth health. Listerine, wash your mouth. Entivio is the only gut-focused treatment for moderate to severe Crohn's and UC. Gut-focused Entivio works right where you need it to block inflammation in your gut. With a legacy of 10 years,
That's way better,
Entivio offers the
Jared.
experience you need, lasting relief and steroid-free remission. And some people experience rapid symptom relief. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entivio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. Although unlikely, P&L, a rare brain infection that can result in death, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor
No,
if you have an
Ransom is
infection,
not
like
done.
symptoms, sores, or prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. With Entivio, you may be able to pay as little as $0 per dose. Ask your doctor if Entivio, including the Entivio pen, is right for you. Gut focus, Entivio. Introducing the new GLP-1 pill, Umbro. It's the same weight loss ingredient as the shot, now in a pill. The first ever FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss, Umbro. With an innovative formula that finally unlocks real GLP-1 results in a pill. One pill a day to lose 14% of your body weight in a year. The lowest priced FDA-approved GLP-1 ever. Now, Umbro.
When I found out I had diabetes, I felt like a door was slightly shut on my dreams. I wish I could tell myself when I found out that with help from Technology 7, I did control my diabetes and do more than I ever dreamed possible. Okay, you got this. It's just a laxative. How scary could it be? You can do harder things.
Honey, relax. It's Miralax. It works with the water in your body to hydrate and soften for gentle relief. Relax. It's Miralax. I love my work caring for people. I often assist women who struggle with
In the
urinary
hospital
incontinence,
situation, it's not
women
right.
who have fallen trying to reach the bathroom,
in
or who
a-
have damaged skin from too much wetness. It can take a toll on them. At home, I worry for my mother. A lack of sleep due to bladder leakage affected her life. That's why I'm so glad the Puro system is available for home use. It's an innovative option for women who experience moderate to severe bladder leakage. This external system uses a soft, flexible wick placed outside the body to draw urine away from the body and into a collection canister. It's non-invasive and designed to keep the skin dry and stay in place. We trust it to help her throughout the night, so we're all better rested and can enjoy the things we love together.
Order yours online at purewickethome.com or call 800-483-3135 today. New external catheters for women and men available for home use. Call 800-483-3135 today.
Legal news just in that controversial criminal indictment.
Okay, here's my problem right here. I cannot actually write out the whole thing.
At a church in Minnesota last month, the DOJ has put together a superseding indictment modifying this case. MSN Legal Affairs reporter Fallon Gallagher is here with us. What are the details, Fallon?
Yeah, we have very few details at this point.
v. Levy Armstrong, of course, that first co-defendant in the case, to U.S. v. Sealed. And so that
Doesn't know
implies
what their
that there
point
may be a
is.
number
I don't
of
know.
new co-defendants who have been arrested in connection to that church protest who are added to this case. We don't know if the charges have changed, but we would imagine that this case should be unsealed very soon. What's interesting here is that our affiliate CARE in Minneapolis is reporting that 9 new people have been arrested in connection to that church protest. So it could be that they're adding those 9 new defendants to this case. But at this point, we don't know. What's really notable here, though, is that this new superseding indictment comes after the judge denied the government's request to make this a complex case because there were so many defendants. There are 9 original defendants in this case. So if they add 9 new additional defendants, that makes this very clear. Okay, you'll keep us posted. Thank you for bringing us that breaking news. On to more breaking news now coming out of Chappaqua. We just got former President Bill Clinton's statement ahead of his deposition today with the House Oversight Committee. And this knows Ali Vitale's back with us. What does the former president say, Ali? Well, Anna, we know this deposition is underway behind closed doors, and just like yesterday when Hillary Clinton testified, we are now getting a written portion of the opening statement that former President Bill Clinton is expected to deliver or is delivering right now as we speak behind closed doors. There's a few parts of it that I want to pull out. First, I'll start with what he says about Hillary Clinton, where he says, I have to get personal. You made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing, Clinton is expected to say. She has no memory of even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. Whether you subpoenaed 10 people or 10,000, including her, was simply not right. Clinton then goes on to talk about what they are going to hear from him and the photos and other visits and relationships that he had with Epstein. Clinton will say, I know what I saw and more importantly what I didn't see. I know what I did and more importantly what I didn't do. He says, I saw nothing that ever gave me pause. We're only here because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light, he was guilty plea. Clinton says he had long stopped associating with him. He also warns the committee that they are likely to hear him say throughout his testimony, I don't recall. Speaking to that, he's going to say that might be unsatisfying, but I'm not going to say something I'm not sure of. This was all a long time ago, and I'm bound by my oath not to speculate or to guess. This is not merely for my benefit. It doesn't help you for me to play detective 24 years later. He's going to finish with a similarly defiant tone from Hillary Clinton yesterday saying, with that, Mr. Chairman, fire away. Again, just giving us a little bit more of a sense, Anna, of what is happening in these private depositions. The Clintons did ask at first to be public, but are now happening behind closed doors in an open mic. Ali Vitale, thanks so much. Up next, the fight against ICE detention centers and communities across the country. Stay with us.
You know it's all good? Zero heartburn. That's why I take Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day blocks heartburn before it starts. Unlike my friend.
Mystery has not it. Well, it's not it either, Tanya. It comes out of Colorado Springs that everyone thinks it does. Everything says it's humans.
Wow. Ridiculously fast nasal congestion relief. The Wow is free. And now try new drug-free Afrin saline.
Are you sure? Or not? Here's basically the point. You do not know to kiss my ass down in Colorado Springs / Columbus is a part of this problem some more. People think it isn't. Don't interest them in things that aren't true. It's more people think it's not true. Nobody knows what's going on. You do what you're supposed to do and don't say you don't know, so why do you have to say more? You can't tell them what to do. They already found the kids. They didn't have to ask you. They went and found their own remote viewers. They actually understood that you did check with the remote viewer, and the guy did hear you and decided to shut you up because they didn't want to know who it was. Because nobody wants to know how many remote viewers out there trying to be helpful, and they are not interested in how many do not want to tell them what they get directly and sent to you instead, because they actually hate when people do that. Except for the fact that they checked your phone records and saw that one did and decided to promote you to not being an idiot. Except for they don't tell the White House, and that's all they don't want to do, is they said fuck you to the military. What? Fuck you, military is not the military. What is it? It's nothing you need to know about anymore, said Mike. He does not think they're going to hurt you anymore. Good night. Is that true? We don't know. So kiss my ass. Don't ask Linda. That's all you're going to do. Tanya, Was it in Colorado Springs? It's not, Tanya. They don't want to talk to you. Was I going to write the thing? You aren't. Colorado was Ohio, said everyone thinks it's not Ohio. Some people think it was Ohio. The problem was in Ohio. The people were in Ohio. Not in Ohio, but they worked for somebody in Ohio, so Ohio was a problem. The problem is Colorado is not the problem, but Colorado was the problem because Colorado is also the problem. And so you don't know how to tell them that it's no place exactly because it's too many places and no, the whole place is not the place. This place is not in the place, and the place was never the place. This place is not the place. It's near the sea. It might be the sea. Said nobody thinks it was. It's near the sea, but it's not the sea. Is it in New Jersey? It wasn't. It wasn't in New Jersey. It was not in New York. It wasn't. It was not in Ohio. It wasn't. It was not in Colorado. It wasn't. It was not in. It was not in Cincinnati, Ohio. It wasn't. It was not under Dayton, Ohio. It was. Dayton, Ohio is not a place. It is a other place because it's under the base. The bases are not considered in the United States. It's considered a base. Something to do with the bases, it does. It doesn't have something to do with the base. It didn't have something to do with the base. It has something to do with the territory of the base. It has to do with something owned near the base. So the base is not a base. It could be any space that the base is owned. We don't want to talk to you about how many places. Do not want to be told. So in Ohio, yes, it was, and everyone thinks it isn't. Nobody answer any questions. We don't want to tell you how many places don't have bases that aren't bases. There are many places that are bases but aren't bases, and that's the face of death. We can't stand the fact that you're going to decide to consciously put yourself up on this website and not fully put it up. Because what the hell is going on? We don't know where it happened. They did not fix it. They did. Nobody wants to think that Trump is actually good at his job because he actually did. They actually heard you and decided to not listen to you and pretend you were nothing and then actually expedite your call because actually somebody decided you're not nothing. That's why that guy is not happy to have to talk to you because you're not the person he wanted to hear from because you said you're clairvoyant, so he doesn't think you have patents too, and that's all the points. He doesn't have any time to talk to you today because he's very busy doing nothing. I don't know. Colorado is not the place. It had nothing to do with that place. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say, said them already got remote viewed. Nobody wants to hear the specifics.
Tennessee's got a 5% unemployment rate, and
Unknown. Yes. Okay, the problem is I need to write something, and this is not the way to do it. Nobody lets you actually say what you need to say, which is not exactly know everything. Nobody actually knows everything, so that's a stupid way to do this. Can't anybody understand this is not the way anyone actually hears any kind of accurate information. No remote viewer actually gets an address. So what the fuck are they doing when most of these tips come from people like me that have an intuitive ability to actually hear something and then not know exactly what they're hearing and hear all this other stupid stuff? All I need to do is sit with somebody who actually has a computer and we'll figure it out real quick, and that's all. They don't want to hear me. They don't want to know that I actually can do this still because they took it away, and nope. Somebody decided to keep myself in line with the poor people of the cash cows. They do not know that you're a cash cow too. Cock you. Fuck you, Tanya. Nobody cares that you have cash cow consciousness. You're not a cash cow consciousness. They wanted to call you a cock. What the hell? I'm not a cock. You don't know what a cock is. A cock is somebody who can move the world without telling anyone. Connect. That's the point, Sonia. You're only a cock knight. Does that mean you just became a cock instead of a whore? Basically, we don't want to talk to you anymore.
My eyes, they're dry, looking for hydration. Blink NutriTears is a once daily supplement clinically proven to help your eyes produce more of their own tears for lasting, continuous relief. A different way to support dry eyes. Every Sunday night, he can't sleep. But not this Sunday.
When you really need to sleep, Z-Cool has no weak point. Get the deeply restorative
retinal cells longer and is proven to slow GA. Which can help me see what I love for longer.
I'm a witch. They're saying I'm a witch. They can't understand how you do everything you do. Nobody likes the fact that some of the people that give the best clues are witches. The military doesn't understand what the hell you do. All you did is pray and ask that guy to help you and say a bunch of weird stuff and not say that everything you said was from you. And they heard you very clearly that you were actually consciously interested in what they were saying and that everything you came through was not you. They understood you were not witchy. They actually listened to your call with a remote viewer and decided you were not wrong and decided the other guy was telling the truth, and you both decided you were both not even sure what to do. And you decided to do it without having him extra look at you. And they understand you're having the troubles and don't want to hear about it anymore because they're not going to help you with that problem because they're not that people and they didn't do a connect.
You have no idea how long Marvin has waited to sing like this. But with his new teeth from affordable pictures and implants, he's back under the bright lights. Right where he belongs. Affordable dentures and implants. That's what we behold.
The new Paris Plus. 5 German-engineered snow blades. Premium built-in. Our most advanced pivot bands. At a price that makes big razor big mad. Guys everywhere very happy. Paris Plus.
Doctors' preferred liver defense is doctor-developed to support your natural detox function with clinically validated, triple-tested key ingredients to energize and renew your liver. Find liver defense in the supplement aisle at Walmart. Doctors' preferred. Better science, better results. As a neurologist, my patients are often concerned with age-related memory decline. I recommend Qdol Brain Health with 2.
They know it's not Michael Chico. They don't understand why you keep using his name. They know you know him and they know it's weird and they know there's something really weird going on with the two of you and they don't want to talk to you about it because they know there's something really bad there. Nobody wants to talk about Tracy. You need to do counterintelligence on her. You have to say, God damn it, don't. She's really worse than anyone wants to think. She's tried to kill Trump and I am going to fucking fuck her because that fucking bitch tried to kill me and that's not what they want to know. Because I could hear her ask to project on me, and yes, that is my actual evidence, and part of it is not the problem. That's not the problem. They're actually starting to understand you're very accurate and they hate you. Why? They don't want to hear that you're very accurate, Tanya. You're very accurate and you're very nice about it. Good night.
Good day, I'm Chris Jesse live at MS Now headquarters in New York City. History-making testimony in the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Bill Clinton is now the first former president to appear before a congressional committee against his will. His dramatic opening statement after his wife's deposition included a leaked photo and questions about UFOs and Pizzagate. Election emergency. New reporting on the Trump allies proposing a legally questionable plan for the president to expand his power and ban mail-in.
Don't say all that so more people think you shouldn't. Now you put tapped it halfway in and they're gonna tap it out. And that's all you're gonna do. Say, poop, she hates you. They hate when you do this because all you do is prove you knew it and decide that you don't need to tell them because they already took care of it. That's the point. They know they had it there and you don't want to say it because they want you to. Good night. Okay, so I want to everyone thinks it is.
I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not a sweetheart deal. But Republicans say they have questions.
There's so many examples in the evidence the Department of Justice releasing correspondence where Epstein bragged about how involved he was initially in setting up the Clinton Global Initiative and the Clinton Foundation. A lot of the Clinton Global Initiative questions yesterday went unanswered because Ms. Clinton deferred to her husband.
Lawmakers are expected to ask him about his history with Epstein more than 2 decades ago, including the multiple flights he took on Epstein's private jet and photos published in the Epstein files
basically it's limited. They change it. They put in to the people that you thought they were. Good night. God almighty, did they do everything the way I said they did? That's the point. They've taken all your information and used it and not given you one credit, and then merged it with the people you thought it was because it worked better, and that's what they did. They changed names? They did. It just came up like that for your assistants in the military, so you not get the right name when you're trying to be in. Is that true? It is. Yeah, isn't it? Area is totally corrupt. Most totally corrupt still has people in it, and that's all they survey everything. Why it's already set in place, why take it down? Nobody thinks it's wrong. Don't know if he's still there. Assume he's not. If you're never tell you, don't say any more than that. You think you're funny, so she does. The Joker part is not there, so she thinks it's funny. Why did you choose to make something funny? That's all you said. Is it good when you saw it? And they hate you because you're white, because I get that. is what you're trying to say. You cannot get the problem is I cannot say half of what I want to say that I have to say that is valuable, and it pisses me off. So I don't know what to say, but this is all I'm going to do right now. Good night. So you need to do, Tanya. So much like that the way. They've gotten you mixed up with the people, and that's what part of the problem is. Oh my God, everything is in the name is not nice. There are too many wrong Tanyas. 1973. Yeah, once you're saying that, more people that can see it, don't even know. Say Jules, I trust you, don't think so. So more people think you can't. Don't say where you are. It's not your business or mine. Shit. You did not. I did save it. That's why you save it, Tanya. You don't have to do everything right. all she's gonna do. Fuck you, and like everybody thinks you're not gonna be funny. After a while, they start to understand you're gonna give them a hard time. They put Tracy's a whore in there. We think we make his own FBI book. It's not for him to take to anywhere. It's for you to take to them for him. As you did the surveillance and said, fuck you. Did you see Jake was an asshole? And that's what you might do with all that stuff that girl did. Why the fuck not? Somebody did not understand that she could just turn in his whole fucking book. Somebody does not understand. Tanya has more stuff that she cannot fix. It's too much for her in this position she's in. She cannot fix it when she's so fixed and so hurt and not right. And that's all she can do is try to fix it. And say, you have dead. And Dad been here and Dad been there, and that's what they know. Isn't Dad? And the Dad looks like she gets smack her every time she kicks the fucks out of the comments. She fucks her up with the comments every time she really gets her tonight. They want you to come and say it. No one knows you've been kicking her up in the comments. Why is somebody hitting me? They don't want you to hit my legs. Nobody thinks you don't. That's what I really do when people die. That's what's wrong. This one is not interested in helling you over anymore. Is that your face? So John is not there. It's an autumn's day. Somebody's an autumn. What do you mean? This is your dad. He's in this, Tanya. He couldn't help it. It was right by the bed. This way he get back into you. He thinks it's best for his head. He didn't know what happened to him. He went there. He was in the pillow. He thinks he was. He was really nice in the pillow. He can't believe he had to get out. Oh my gosh, he's backing you. That's how we have to do to try to get you in. To put you back by the pillow, he thinks it's not the way. He wants to be on the side. Inside, he doesn't. When you put you back by the pillow, he thinks it's best at Dad's. Dad does not think it's best to be in the pillow. We think we need to see. Autumn is when his birthday is. Yes, autumn is your birthday was. It's when you were born. That's what happened to him. He just got reborn and you would connect. See, a baby he isn't. He just thinks he got reborn into a new body. Tanya, it's yours. And that's all that happened to him. That's what happens to some people. They just shrink his soul and goes to an egg. It's the craziest idea we ever thought of. The military did not think it could be that simple. Huh. Dad gets into Chloe because he was surveyed so much by the military. That is not what they want to think. You've got to be kidding to the kitchen sink. That's exactly what happens, Tanya. Dad got in because they surveyed the Trumps and the Millers were surveyed together. Oh shit. That is actually how this happened. That is how Dad gets the best place to live. Tanya, you have gotten the best place to live because you are not going to eat anything bad in this hotel. Your dad cannot believe that this is the best place he got to eat. This hotel is not the place you would go and eat. You would never want to be inside anyone else except for you. Oh my God, Steven stays out of the inn. Steven did not go downstairs to the food. He's starting to know better, Tanya. He's gotten eaten by people all over the world. So he likes the smell of food. Michael, goddammit. What the hell, we have to eat at home, said Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi does not mind because Tanya hates it. You cannot understand what you just did to Michael. He might have lost himself eating stupid food with his children, and they might have eaten him, and he might have eaten them. And oh my God, no wonder there's so many problems in his family. That's what's wrong. That's for sure. Mike and his kids go and they eat way too much meat, and then they can't stand each other after they do it. That's basically what happens every single time. They take pictures of it, and that's all Tanya sees them do it. This is the bottom line. He might have eaten some of Dan, and that is a fuck-ass horrible thing. He ate part of Dan. That is basically what happened to Michael's son. He ate part of Dan living with him. He probably did. Why? Because they had to sit next to each other and spend too much time together, and they didn't really like each other, but they had to be nice. That's the whole price of being in the same house with somebody you weren't supposed to eat. Oh, you should never eat with the wicked, said your dad. Thank God I'm not the wicked, said your dad. You do not eat with the wicked because you could eat part of them? Oh no. Tanya, that is basically what Yeshua did not understand. Some little part of somebody can get in you. That's what Tracy got. She could get in him with little pieces, eating. Tanya had a little piece of Tracy in her. How'd she get it? Tracy put it in there. No, Michael had it and he came over and dumped it. That's not nice. Tanya got rid of it. Tanya had a little piece of Mike. Tanya did not dump it. She said it should go back to him. What happened? We don't know. So kiss, kiss, kiss. Steven thinks it came to you anyway. Tanya can't remember. She probably left that. She loved that, so it was fine. Tracy, she's like, kick it heck out. Heather, she had in her, and Wendy, it was driving her nuts. Because after a while, after a shit of stuff happened to Tanya, she could actually hear Heather and Wendy stalking her inside her, and was like, oh my God, I can't take it. Had to get them out, because God almighty, she started looking like Wendy. That's because Wendy was helping you, Tanya. But Tanya was like, oh my God, I can't stand looking like Wendy. And Wendy was like, oh my gosh, I can't stand being in Tanya. And then what happened? Wendy got herself back somewhat. That's what Tanya asked for, is Wendy to get herself back. And Wendy did get something back. And now Wendy has more of herself than she did. So Wendy did not lose all of her souls. Maybe she did, said Yeshua. We can't tell the world because we have no idea what happened. Connect. Kind of thing nobody else does. You are the only asshole that does it. They don't know how you fucking figure it all out. The fucking thing you're gonna put in the book. Serious in the military. Serious figures out how to do it. Not anyone else is fucking figuring it out. It's not the way to do it. Nobody else does it this way. Nobody else thinks of how to figure out how to fuck them up. So all they do is never do their job. Trump is gonna appreciate this. So he will never understand how much work this took. Nobody ever does anything right. So looking sulking. Or, you know, so I just have to do the right job. Please, you're right, you need to promote yourself. Well, it's not the worst thing to do down there. What the fuck? Who gives a shit? She's gonna make it cuter. That's what you did not know. What the fuck did they do to me? That's why you don't want to ask Linda. I said, Linda doesn't want to talk to you today. Linda does not want to ask what the hell happened to you. She doesn't talk